confident, effective communicators and leaders. And these skills are directly transferable into both their personal and their professional lives. Growth and empowerment are at the heart of the Toastmasters experience. We have a structured program which offers us the opportunity to practice public speaking, both prepared and impromptu, as Steve discussed, and to receive helpful and motivational feedback. Of course, this means we get to practice preparing and delivering evaluations, and this is a very valuable skill that can be hard to find opportunities to practice. As you may already be thinking, there are a lot of similarities between our two organizations. Where there are differences, they are complementary. Franco Savoia said, "It's a marriage made in heaven." And I think Franco is right. Our vision and mission statements are not the same, but they are certainly complementary. Rotaries, as you know, together we see a world where people unite and take action to create lasting change across the globe, in our communities, and in ourselves. Toastmasters, we empower individuals to become more effective communicators and leaders. Both of our organizations focus on empowering our members to be bold and to take risks. To look not only at the opportunities for growth, but inside ourselves to become effective communicators and leaders. Both of our organizations give members experience in communication and leadership through leadership development, through training and club participation. The vision for our collaboration is to change more lives for the better and to positively impact communities around the world. Our core values are either complementary or directly shared. Our taglines are also complementary. Rotary's tagline, you guys all know it, service above self. And Toastmasters, where leaders are made. The organizational structures are similar as well. Both are club-based and have a governing structure that supports members at the club level. Our membership benefits. Rotary has many. Make a sustainable difference in the community. Make lasting connections, develop leadership skills, and access to resources and discounts. The benefits of membership for Toastmasters is to gain confidence, leadership, and communication skills, in a supportive environment, to find your voice and tell your story, and to have access to resources. Rotarians are given access to a network of volunteers and to opportunities to make a difference and make connections. And in the process, they can develop communication and leadership skills that can be transferred into their careers. It happens organically in Rotary, but it's not inevitable. Toastmasters are given access to a structured curriculum for communication and leadership development and a club environment where they can intentionally practice and hone these skills. The curriculum is time-tested, being developed since 1924 with a proven delivery method that helps members craft and hone their skills. Our momentous alliance. The similarities provide a momentous opportunity to support members of both the organizations. Providing members with more opportunities for personal and professional growth is at the core of our alliance. A collaboration between our organizations can provide Toastmasters the opportunity to apply public speaking skills and communication skills to give back to our communities through Rotary's vast array of community support and service projects. In turn, Rotary members will have more opportunities for personal and professional growth to improve their communication and leadership skills and to apply those new skills to more effectively lead their service projects. The goal of this momentous alliance is to leverage the strengths of our two organizations. Opportunities include conducting joint Toastmasters and Rotary meetings, welcoming a Rotarian to a Toastmasters Club and a Toastmaster to a Rotary Club, inviting a Rotarian to be a guest speaker at a Toastmaster Club and a Toastmaster to speak at Rotary Clubs. We'll share from one another, learn from one another, and collaborate through this momentous alliance. And collaboration truly is the key. Building this relationship is an organizational priority that will unfold over the next 3 years. The goal is to offer Rotary members a structured communication and leadership development program and to offer Toastmasters a way to use their communication and leadership skills to give back to their community. The Toastmasters Education Department developed 8 co-branded communication and leadership development courses for Rotary and Rotaract members, which are available on the Rotary website. These courses are based on the Toastmasters Pathways educational program with self-assessments, independent study, applied projects, and peer-to-peer feedback. Rotarians can visit Toastmasters Clubs, present there, and receive an evaluation after they speak. The courses will be available in English this year and in more languages starting in 2021. These are the modules that have been developed for Rotarians. Available now is Develop a Speech, Deliver a Speech, Inspirational Speaking, and Interpersonal Communications. And either just arrived or coming very soon are Leadership Basics, Leadership Collaboration, Leading a Team, and Inclusive Leadership. The courses are available to all Rotarians and Rotaractors and can be found on the Rotary Learning Center through their My Rotary accounts. So I hope that many of you have already taken a look at that, and if you haven't, that you'll be looking at them very soon. Rotarians do incredible work all over the world. I don't have to tell you that. You make a difference in the quality of the lives of others. You have stories to tell. Toastmasters can help you tell your stories. Toastmasters members can take their personal journey further through Rotary by using their communication and leadership skills to serve their communities. Toastmasters strive for self-improvement. Rotarians put service above self. Toastmasters learn to tell their stories, and Rotarians have stories to tell. Rotary members could use their Toastmaster skill development to more effectively tell their stories, and Toastmasters can use their skills to benefit their communities and to find new stories to tell. We have so much to learn from one another, so much to give one another. Rotary service projects are inspiring, and Toastmasters learn to inspire with their words. We have an incredible opportunity for both organizations to work together and to use our shared and unique strengths. Imagine how much more inspirational and effective we can be working together. The ongoing relationship between our two organizations will begin at the grassroots level, with local club members learning and working together. I have just a very small wrap up at the end, but I am absolutely open to answer some questions, and Hyder and Steve will be helping me if you guys have stuff that stumps me.
Okay, I'd like to ask a question, Jocelyn.
Yeah.
So if I'm a Rotarian somewhere in Southern Alberta, tell us how we could find a Toastmaster Club close to us. What do we do if we wanted to engage with the Toastmaster Club?
What you can do is go to toastmasters.org, and up at the upper right, you'd see a place saying find a club. And you can take a look at that and find one in your area. We are also in the process of putting together a list of our superstar clubs. And Steve, you did an absolutely great job digging out Dynamically Speaking. They are a fantastic club. There are several others that are very good. And I invite you guys to go to toastmasters.org, find a club, and there are over 100 Toastmasters clubs in Calgary and area. My own particular club is High River Toastmasters, which meets on Monday nights. There are clubs in Calgary, as I said, over 100. There are also in Lethbridge, as Steve has indicated, Medicine Hat, High River, Okotoks, Brooks, so all over Southern Alberta, and also Southern Saskatchewan is a part of our District 42.
Okay, great. Well, I should indicate if anyone has questions, just post them or on the chat or question and answer, and we'll try to address those. There was one from Martin Parnell that says, he loves the quote, Toastmasters learn to tell stories and Rotary have stories to tell. So that was a great quote.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Heider and I had an interesting discussion before we started tonight. And I told him of some experiences I had with a service organization, which is Wellspring Calgary, which is a cancer support organization. And I went with them on a fundraising junket and told my story of treatment and how Wellspring Calgary had supported me while I was going through treatment. And it was an absolute thrill to me to manage to help them secure $1 million in funding for a large capital project that they had. And I think we've all experienced where people have asked for fundraising and not done it in a particularly effective manner. And even if the cause was good, they may not have done a good job of asking for the money. So certainly that's a place where you could practice Toastmasters skills. And most Toastmasters clubs, if you do have a presentation that you are wanting to do, most Toastmasters clubs will be quite happy to have you attend and do a presentation for them to get feedback from the Toastmasters.
Okay, great. Okay, there's a few other questions coming through now. Are Toastmasters clubs hosting meetings via Zoom now? Did you get that, Jocelyn?
Yes, they are.
Okay, so every club is by Zoom.
Yes, and all Toastmasters clubs are meeting by Zoom now, yeah.
Okay, good. And how often do Toastmasters normally
Unlike
meet?
Rotary, some meet once a week, some meet twice a month. So it depends. The club that I belong to meets twice a month. And we were just beginning to experiment with hybrid meetings where some people were meeting within COVID protocols and others were joining via Zoom. So some are starting to go that way as well. And I see Barbara has asked, if you're a member of a Toastmasters club and unable to go to your own club, you can't go to a club in another location, and that is not true. I'm a guest at many Toastmasters clubs and have popped into many Toastmasters clubs, not only within our own district, but I've also attended clubs as far away as Australia. So you certainly are welcome to attend as a guest at other Toastmasters clubs.
Okay, we'll go to Q&A now. How many Toastmasters are there in the Rotary District 5360? I think Mary, you may have a number on that. Can you comment on that one? And then we'll kind of know. Okay, will there be learning materials on video communications or doing presentations online? So that's a question from Anna Loeza. Will there be learning materials on video communications or doing presentations online? And I think you did address that on our Learning Center. There's the different workshops that are there.
Well, there's no particular program for presentations online. There is for presentations in general, and there certainly is information available through Toastmasters on the District 42 website, which is I will put it in the chat box.
Okay.
And there is quite a bit of information that's available on that website.
Okay, great. we've got a Rotarian from Aberdeen, Scotland, arrived in Calgary a month ago. So Emery says hi to everybody. So it's good to have you with us. Okay, going back here, what does it cost to join Toastmasters and how often do they meet? I think we addressed how often, but how much to join?
It depends on the clubs. Many of the clubs are renting, they have been in the past renting a meeting space. So Toastmasters International charges $7.50 per member per month. However, most of the clubs also need to put a little bit of money in the kitty in order to cover their operating costs. So it depends. The clubs all have different membership fees. Some of them charge very little extra if they have free meeting space, but others, if they have to pay for meeting space, will charge a little more. So that varies.
Okay, great. There's a question here. Maybe you can repeat it. They're in Red Deer. They want to know how to get in touch with Toastmasters in Red Deer. So again, could you repeat that website of how they can find that, Jocelyn?
Yep, I'm actually going to put it right on. Actually, why don't I jump over there and share the screen just so you guys can see it?
Okay.
Is there another question we can talk about?
Yeah, while you're doing that, we have a question from our Scottish friend. He says, how has Zoom affected your meetings? Would you say, Jocelyn?
How has Zoom affected? Wow. I was district director right at the time we went to online. So it was really a huge learning curve for all of us. Basically, meetings are a little different online. It is definitely different doing a presentation to a camera than it is in front of a group of people. With that said, we have learned that our Toastmasters members have gained skills that they may not have had an opportunity to gain. So some of them, for example, learned to use Zoom well enough that they've started to Zoom their families. So we have learned that we simply need to make it as available as widely as possible to encourage people to join. And we are finding that we are, in many cases, having bigger meetings because people don't have to physically travel to locations.
Okay, good. Another question, a member here, Barbara Larson, said she's gone to a few Toastmasters meetings in Calgary, normally spends time in Arizona, and was told she had to join an Arizona club. So now with Zoom, is that possible to stay in the same club?
It absolutely is. So that's a way that Zoom has actually ended up creating something that's beneficial to members, in that now the meetings are available online, so you don't have to travel to see them. And we have been encouraged for the foreseeable future, of course, to not only have the Zoom meetings, but where it is possible and permissible under COVID protocols, to have hybrid meetings where there are some people that are in the room and others that join via Zoom. But we do have several clubs now, such as Dynamically Speaking that you mentioned, Steve, where they have members from all over.
Right. Okay, there's a question here. Let's see. They're just commenting that the Learning Center, the courses there are very good. So if you haven't had a chance to see them, that's great. Does Toastmasters have international meetings each year?
Yes. Yes, okay. We were supposed to be in Paris, France last year, but of course that was canceled. We still have a tentative meeting booked for Nashville, Tennessee this year, generally in August.
Okay, good. Great. There, just so you're aware, any Toastmasters on here, Calgary and District 5360 are hosting the RI International Convention 2025. So maybe Toastmasters could join and be part of that.
Yeah, that'd be really cool.
Okay.
Okay, a member of...
Doug Thornton.
I saw a couple of others here.
Yeah, can I just say one here? Toastmaster in 67, 68, they do parliamentary procedures. All meetings were done in meetings with motions, amendments, etc. Is that still a part of Toastmasters?
It is a part of Toastmasters, and there are some particular clubs that really emphasize that. Twin Rivers is one. If you want to look up Twin Rivers, they do business meetings in every meeting. Another one is WAMtastic, W-A-A-M, which is weekly attitude adjustment meeting. WAMtastic's Toastmasters, they also do business meetings in every meeting. So it depends. Some have more of an emphasis on the public speaking, and others have more of an emphasis on meeting protocols. So with 100 Toastmasters Club, there really is a club that does whatever it is that really wants to be what you want to emphasize in your own learning.
Okay, great. Now
I can put my email. I can put my email here as well.
Okay.
And if you want to send me a note,
yeah, that'd be great.
With questions.
Yeah. While you're doing that, Mary Turner, our district governor, just sent us a note saying they did a survey in our district and found there were 30 members in our district who are both Toastmasters and Rotarians. So that's
great.
Pretty good number. Okay. There's another one here. How many members does a typical Toastmaster group have?
Well, in order to be a club in good standing, they need to have a minimum of 8. Most of them have somewhere between 12 and 20, although there are a few clubs that have up to 40 or 45 members. So the clubs do tend to be smaller than your typical Rotary club.
Okay, great. There's a comment here by Hans Henning. 15 years ago, Rotary Club of Lethbridge East organized the 4-way test speech contest for interactors from high school. He was the liaison, and based on judging on Toastmasters guidelines, and had a local Toastmaster judge and comment on presentations from the students. We followed this for several years, expanding citywide and district-wide. So that's something where we collaborated together there in the Lethbridge, and it went district-wide. Can someone comment if that's still happening or if it's stopped, just so we know if that's still a program that's going on? You could just put that in the chat. Will Zoom continue after COVID is over? If it's going to be over.
It is. If COVID is ever going to be over. The plan is to continue with hybrid meetings at least. So there will be the opportunity for people to join via Zoom.
Okay, great.
They're looking at rewriting the protocols and procedures for Toastmasters International to allow that.
Okay, good. Okay, I believe that's all the questions at this point. Oh, is Toastmasters still using Robert's Rules of Order for parliamentary procedure?
Yes, they are.
Okay, good.
And as I said, there's a couple of clubs that do parliamentary procedure in almost every meeting, 2 or 3 clubs. So if you wanted to send me your email, I can send you the names of those clubs directly. If that's something that's really of interest to you, we certainly do have clubs that put an emphasis on that.
Yeah, the club I'm in is Dynamically Speaking, and we haven't done much since I've been there on parliamentary procedures. So I guess each club is kind of different.
That's right. Dynamically Speaking is one that really has a concentration on public speaking.
Yes. Okay, perhaps we can turn it back to Hyder now, and appreciate everybody's comments. Oh, just a minute. We got another thing here. Martin Parnell, we have on our district website under People of Action a speakers bureau. And so I believe there's about 14 or 15 speakers there that are willing to come to the Rotary clubs and speak on a number of various topics. So check that out. And it's a great way to have speakers come to your club by Zoom, and they can share their thoughts and ideas. So thanks, Martin.
All right, thank you so much, Stephen. Hope you enjoyed this presentation tonight. So I'm sure everyone is wondering, we're people of action, aren't we? What are the next steps? So the next steps are exactly what Martin put in the chat. Please invite a certified speaker that Martin has carefully curated to one of your Toastmaster meetings. And I think that's a really nice way, an easy way to nudge the collaboration. And stay tuned for another series in the future where we'll go a little bit into deep dive into what else we can do with this partnership. Now, we've posted the links here in terms of the district, the Rotary website. And I think there's a lot of chatter in the chat box here, which is a good thing. But what I'll do is I'll just copy paste that again. Please take a look. There's a nice video in there. There's a couple of resources. I'll put a plug in for myself. In my early part of my career, I was mentored by Rotarians when I was a road actor. And a big part of my success came from my Toastmasters mentors in Ontario. I was part of the Milton, Ontario Toastmasters Club. And just like Jocelyn, that club had 2 or 3 distinguished Toastmasters that helped me craft and craft my speeches, as I'm using a lot of filler words right now. And I got my competent communicator designation, which was, I think, the first 10 speeches that you complete. And so since then, when I moved to Calgary, I haven't had a chance to rejoin, but Jocelyn, you've definitely inspired me to consider it again. And I can't say enough good things about it. I think somebody said by combining Rotary and Toastmasters, we're looking at creating amazing, fantastic leaders of tomorrow and today. So on that note, I'll hand it back.
I've got a little tiny, can I just do a little wrap up, Hyder?
Yes, so I was going to hand it over to you for the concluding remarks.
Perfect. All right. The sum is greater than its parts. We've begun to communicate the benefits of our organizations to one another's members. There are opportunities for us to share, opportunities for us to experience, mutual benefits for our members and mutual benefits for our organizations through this momentous alliance. I thank you all so much for your time and attention this evening and great questions. I hope to see you at Toastmasters meetings. And if you want to send me a note, I'd be happy to give you some guidance as to particular clubs that might suit exactly what it is you're looking for.
All right. And we'll post the link again for booking other speakers. And on a final note, any last questions that you had, please post them. Otherwise, you can reach out to me as the District Community Partnerships and Community Assessments Chair, and we'll continue to work on this fantastic partnership. I think we'll probably be one of the first districts to adopt this. And of course, it's, you know, we get things done. So thanks again. And it was great to see you tonight. Take care.
Good night.
And for the panelists, please stay behind for a quick debrief if you can.
Thank you, Jocelyn.
No problem.